following show is a paid program.
Hey family, how you doing today? I am so excited. We have Lynn Clouser in the building with us, Missouri City Council Position 2. So today we're going to talk about Missouri City, okay? We're going to talk about Lynn the person, the mom, the community advocate, change agent, and public servant, and my friend. I'm so excited.
I am
couldn't
very
sleep.
excited. Come
I
on.
don't know what it was. I just could not sleep.
Well,
I want people to know you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank
Let's
you so
talk
much.
about it. Let's talk
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Why run and why run now?
Well, first of all, I'm so glad I finally got here. Okay, and it's Friday. It's Friday, shall I say? Why am I here?
Yes.
Well, I'm a natural born leader. I'm a natural born public servant. That's what I do. It's just what I've always done ever since I was in second grade.
Yes.
And so it just fits, right?
Yeah.
But my why am I running for Missouri City Council at large position 2? Now, let me back up and say Missouri City is made up of 4 districts, A,
Right.
B, C, and D. And we have 2 at-large positions, which cover the whole entire city. I get a lot of questions about
Right.
that. I am running for one of those seats.
Right.
And, you know, when you are covering the whole city, Cam, that's a big job.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to be a lot of places. You've got to work alongside each council member.
Right.
And so I'm ready for that charge. But my why, I never thought I would be running for office, although many people said we were just waiting on it.
Right.
As you know, my father has been the JP for 28 years, and so I kind of followed in his footsteps, just tagging along with him to different meetings and meeting a lot of political influencers throughout my life. And I was sitting in a city council meeting before our COVID situation broke out, and I was in the front row of a meeting and just watching what I saw, the process, and you know, it really, really touched me, and not in a good way.
Right.
So much so, I brought my 9-year-old daughter with me, and let me just say that I bring her along with me a lot of places because that's important. I want her to see what's going on in her city. I want her to see what her mother's saying and see what her mother's doing and other people are doing. But we were in that meeting, my daughter and I left out of there, and I literally went to my car, and my heart was broken, and I was in tears. Yeah. And my daughter said, "Why, Mommy, why are you crying?" I said, "Because this matters. Yeah. It matters. And I don't know why it's hurting me so bad, but I grew up in this city. I grew up in Missouri City. It's a part of me. Yeah. I love my city. Yeah. And so, it hurt for what I saw in the direction that it's going. So when I left out of that meeting, I don't know what, I turned to somebody as I was walking to my car, and I don't know what came out of me and where it came from, but I turned to someone and said, "I'm running for city council." And they said, "We got your back, Lynn." When I got to my car, I was like, what did I say? And I mean, at that point, I didn't think I was really serious about that. It was just, that's how I felt. Right. So people started calling me, Lynn. I mean, my phone just rang off the hook, and I'm like, why do people want me to do this? So then COVID happened, and I had a chance to pray about it, because running for office is not something that you do because people call you and say, "We want you to do that. We want to put you up to this to fit our agenda." No, it doesn't happen that way. First of all, I don't have that kind of time. Second of all, you know, I can't be controlled like that. That has to be something, when you run for office to serve your community, it has to be something that comes from within, something you're passionate about, something you want to do. And so I prayed about it, and I prayed about it. And one morning God said, "Lynn, let's do it." And so what I did I called about 80. I made a list of 80 political influencers.
Yeah.
I mean, this is serious. It's not something you just say, well, let me go file.
Right.
I called 80 political influencers.
Yeah.
Sat down and called each one of them.
Yes.
And told them what I was doing and if they would support me. Resounding yes.
Yeah.
And that still wasn't it. I waited and I prayed.
Yeah.
And God said, let's get it going. And I did. And it's been one of the best decisions I've made in my life. So that's my why. a lot to that, but it's my why. I haven't regretted it one day on the campaign trail. I'm having fun. I, of course, you know, there are some days, but such as with everything, you know. But I'm learning a lot that I didn't know. I'm learning a lot. I'm meeting people.
Yes.
And I'm no stranger to meeting people. But I'm meeting residents that think like me, that want the same things that I want, and they align with what I'm trying to do. So it's been great.
Absolutely. I love that. We want to make sure that people know that your runoff is November the 30th to December the 8th. So I wanted to tell you that time frame, and the election day is a Saturday, which is December the 12th. Yeah. So that would be the day. But in looking back and looking at everything that you've been through, all the things that you've done, the position you take, and this was very interesting to me, you're not paid.
No. They give you a stipend for gas money, essentially.
Yeah.
But no, and that was the biggest misconception to the public. You know, people were saying, "Are you going to let go of your day job?"
Right.
And I'm like, no, I still have to put food on the table.
Right.
But that just goes to show how passionate I am, because and other council members, you know, people who want to run for city council, whether I agree with them or not, it is not a paid position. You are literally working you're hired by the public to do the will of the public.
Right.
And I think we've gotten away from that. And I want to bring that back, you know, doing the will of the people, not my will, not what I want, but I have this thing about inclusion. Right. And I have a reason for inclusion, but, you know, you and I, we see things, you know, differently. Right. We're both African Americans. Yes. But if we ask an Asian answer the same question, they're going to have a different perspective. Right. And I think Missouri City being one of the most diverse cities, everybody's opinion matters. Everybody matters. Each person matters. I don't care how old you are, you know, from the babies to, you know, our seniors, you know, every ethnicity, whatever gender that you identify with, you know, it all matters. I don't care where you live in Missouri City. You matter. Your opinion matters. And Missouri City matters. So I think we need to bring all of that back. Now, if I had a magic wand, but, you know, I'm going to give myself, and I would ask my future constituents to give me a little grace, because, you know, I want to be able to have that time to sit down with the different organizations. And I think that has been, that's been lacking. You know, how can we know what you want, your organization wants? How can we know what your group wants and needs if we don't have a seat at the table? So I'm going to be doing a lot of fact finding at first, a lot of listening. This job is doing a lot of listening. And I may not be able to solve everybody's problem. I may not be able to vote in, you know, yes to everything. It may not be in the best interest of the will of the people. But I am going to listen and be accessible.
Absolutely. I love that. I also love the fact I'm part of Houston Association of Realtors and have been over 20 years. And we endorsed you. And I know the rigorous questions, and I know that they do backgrounds. And by them saying a resounding yes, I even spoke to them on yesterday before doing it, the interview, and they said, absolutely. We endorse her, and I know that. And it's been 20 years I've been in the organization. So I know what they look for, I know what they're doing, and I know they believe in you. So in doing that, you also think of unity, collaboration, bringing more businesses to your area. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So I'm a big proponent of small business. I have several friends that own businesses right in Missouri City. Sadly, a few of them that had to close their business during COVID. And when they hurt, I hurt, and our community hurts. So what I want to do is make sure that our businesses have the support that they need. The council just recently approved CARES Act funds.
Yes.
I'm not on council yet, but what I did was I made sure that every friend of mine that owned a business had that link in their text message.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times there are things we just don't know. We don't know. We don't know how to access our information. And my friends joke with me saying that, you're the live Rolodex, because they call me, hey, Lynn, where can I get this? Where can I get this? But resources, we've got to let our small businesses know what resources that they have. And a lot of what we have and what we need is already there.
It is.
It's already in our backyard, Cam.
It is.
We just have to have those connections, and we have to just let people know that it's there. And so that's one thing that I want to make sure that we have.
I love the fact that you are the living Rolodex, as people say, because I call too. But you have that open door policy, that open door feel. It's not the fact that we got to go through gatekeepers to get to Lynn. Never, even on this trail. It was like, this is my phone number, call me, all the time and all the way. And you have been that pivotal point in so many people's lives and just helping them out in information.
Yes. Access.
And that's what we lack as a people, the information.
I agree with you. And even with voting, I'm at the polls working at the election polls, and my phone is blowing up. Where can I vote? And people even in Harris County were calling me. I'm like, I don't know where your sites are, but it's an honor that people look to me for information. And I don't know everything, but I always make sure that I find it. So I'm a connector, you are. I may not know it, but I'm going to put you in contact with someone. And I think that that's important, to have relationships like that. Going into this position, there's some things that I want to do, like revitalize, work with council. I can't do everything myself, but I think we all are in agreement that we want Texas Parkway corridor revitalized.
Yes.
And, that requires unanimous votes. It requires money. And so I want to make sure that that's done. I grew up in Missouri City, so I remember when it was a hot spot, going to the movie theater. And do you remember?
Yes,
you remember that?
Absolutely.
It was, And so, I want to get us back to that. It won't happen overnight, but we can sit down with investors. We can sit down with, people want a Starbucks in the area. Why can't one of our business owners or somebody who wants to open up their own mom and pop, coffee shop? Why can't we do that, and why can't we support them? So it's things like that that I want to bring to our community. The other thing that I'm very passionate about is children.
Yes.
I have 2 children, and I have a 9-year-old daughter who, as I said, I take everywhere I can go, take her with me. And my son, who is 15, he's on the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
He couldn't talk when he was 3 years old.
Wow.
And that's some work. It was work. A lot of speech, a lot of occupational therapy, a lot of tears, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of me going in his room at night, praying over him. Yeah. God, give him speech. I even started researching sign language classes, because during his speech sessions, I would sit in with those, and the speech therapist was incorporating sign language. And I was in a bit of denial, thinking, oh my God, I don't want to ask her, but maybe I should start learning sign language. And so I started learning a little sign. But God answers prayers, because now I can't find his mute button. I mean, there are some days I'm like, his name is Marshall. Marshall, would you just be quiet? And then I have to remember, God says, you asked for this.
Right.
You asked for this. And so it's just a blessing. But autism spectrum disorder is very prevalent. 1 in 54 children have autism. And it's just in Fort Bend alone. We've got more than, in Fort Bend schools, we have, no, let me take that back. In Fort Bend County alone, we have 5,000 families plus that are living with autism. And that does not include those who are at private schools. So that's a big number in Fort Bend.
Yes.
And so, I always try to support. I know I've talked to over thousands of parents who don't even know me, but they call me, hey, I need help.
Right.
And, access, you talk about open door access. Hey, my life is not my own. You know, we were all put here for a reason.
Wow.
And who am I to allow this diagnosis to come into my life, and we work and navigate through it and not help somebody else unlock that and put the puzzle pieces together and help them. So I have my boundaries now, Cam.
But the journey of that.
Yes, it is a journey. It is a journey. And don't get me wrong, I would take it away from my child and everybody's child if I could.
Right.
However, it has made me a better person. And I will say it has, because I'm more patient as a person, as a mom.
Yes.
I'm not going to say all the time, but I'm more patient as a person. When I look at things, I always look at things from many different perspectives now.
Right.
So it's given me the lens of life to look at things from different perspectives, not just someone who's differently abled, but someone who may not look like me, or somebody that may not be able to hear like I can hear.
Right.
So it has really, really changed my life for the better. And I have become a better mom. I've become a better Christian. I've become a better person, a better public servant, a better change agent. And my platform, there's no frills and thrills. I'm not promising something that, you know, I can wave a magic wand and you know, I want to work with constituents and for them. That's what I want to do, and I want to take my life experiences, learn and grow, and reroute this direction of our city.
I love the fact that you do that, because you are a true advocate, even before this. I mean, your whole thing was, I'm not ever going into political anything. Because you did see your dad.
That was what I said, right?
Yes, yes.
And God, I look at things that maybe I didn't, you know, roads that I didn't go down that I wanted to. And then at the end of the day, it's like, this isn't about you.
Right.
This is not what your plan is.
Right.
I'm setting you up for where I want you to be.
Right.
And right now, this just feels right. I feel at peace. I feel like, you know, I'm already doing the work, Cam.
Right.
As I'm knocking on doors and talking to residents that don't even know me.
Right.
They're pointing out, oh, while I have you here, I've got this sidewalk crack. Can you help me? And who am I to say no? Because I'm an autism mom.
Right.
You know, you don't tell an autism mom something and she just backs away from it. So in particular, I was knocked on the door and a lady told me, you know, we were talking and she asked about my platform. Really good, robust discussion. And as I was walking away, we were in the rain.
Yes.
And so I'm standing there in the rain with her, acting like my hair is not getting wet. And she shows me this sidewalk, and I said, let me get on it for you. Yeah. So I snapped a picture of the sidewalk, routed that up to the local, her district council person. Within an hour, it had been routed up. And in 30 days, I was sent a photo, and it was fixed.
Wow.
And it felt good. Yeah. It felt good to be a change agent. It felt good to get a little taste and cut my teeth on what it's like to be a city council person. And funny story, I knocked on the door the other day, and the lady said, hey, I saw your post about the sidewalk. Can you look at my street? So it was so funny, but it was a good feeling to know people trust me that don't even know me yet. So
I love that.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be right back with Miss Lynn Clouser.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Luxury Collection, only $299 a month. The new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection, $399 a month. Or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, just $499 a month. All for 39 months lease with just $1 down. Or purchase and choose 0% APR for 60 months plus $2,000 bonus cash with no payments until March 2021. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
I'm attorney Willie Powles. allow me to express myself with you. If you've been hurt or injured in a car or truck accident, give me a call and we'll get it fixed today.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey family, how you doing? We are back with Miss Lynn Clouser, and Lynn and I were just sitting here talking about the community events you've done. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so a big part, one of my campaign slogans is unity in the community.
Yes.
And if you spell out community, the unity is all caps. And, I think we have a long way to go when it comes to unifying. And that's one thing that I want to do is try to have events and, bridge our community together. I think there are a lot of misunderstandings that different cultures have. For instance, Black Lives Matter. I think there's a big misunderstanding of what that means. So sitting down with our community leaders, David Sincere with the Transformation Churches is one. The Missouri City Alphas, and the AKAs of course of Mu Kappa Omega, which I'm a part of. Different organizations of different backgrounds sitting together, and what does that really look like? Let's have some open, transparent, and honest conversations and talk about things. So, as I'm on my campaign trail, I never wanted this to just be about me. I always wanted to incorporate the community somehow in some of the organizations that I love and care about. One of those being the Fort Bend Women's Center. A lot of people don't know, but I am a survivor, and my first marriage, yes. And so I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be alive, and it's something that there are people who weren't as fortunate, and so when I got to the point where I felt I was healed, I said, I'm going to go back and help. And so I became an instructor. I helped the women at the center with career courses. How do you get your resume together to get back on your feet? Donating suits and things like that. The things that we take for granted, because they leave their homes with nothing, many of them, and they were rebuilding. So the Fort Bend Center has always been near and dear to my heart. What we did was we had a drive-through meet and greet fundraiser for me, and I said, you know what, we're gonna do something good with this. So Fort Bend Women's Center was our beneficiary. We sent out a list to the community. This is their needs. We called and said, what do the residents need? And I tell you, the community, Missouri City, showed up in a big way.
Yes.
People I didn't know, my sorority, members of different sororities showed up, and so it was just really good. And people want to do good. People want opportunities to do good, and I want to continue to open those doors for people to be able to do good in the community and have those feel-good moments. Also with Pastor David Sincere, he's running a COVID shelter for homeless men. And he posted about it, and I said, David, me adding another thing to my plate, Reverend Sincere, what can I do? What can we do? And I thought, of course they have needs, right?
Right.
So let's put together some essential packs for them. So we put out a list, and that was at my kickoff fundraiser. We set up a tent. People drove through to meet me, and they dropped off their donations, and we got those donations over. So it's kind of hard for me to separate me, my platform, community, and who I am.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you've been doing it all your life.
Yeah, I have, and it feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope when I become the next city council member, to bring other people. I want to open a door to allow other people to jump on that platform, and maybe they can do the same thing but create service a different area that I'm not thinking about. I want to do that. I don't know everything, like I say, but I'm going to need some people to join me in this effort of unifying and making sure that we're all on the right track.
I love that. I love the fact that you also are helping people out, because you never, as you were speaking about the young lady with the sidewalk situation, that had been there. Yeah. And that had been there for a while. And even though you're not elected at this point, you took care of it. Yeah.
The key word for me, and this is why you have to have diverse thinking, and in every organization there needs to be diversity across the board. As a mother, what she told me, and I think her kids are grown and gone, but she said the kids, and this was by my daughter's school, elementary school, she said the kids, when they ride their bikes to school and they walk to school, this presents a hazard problem. Wow. And of course, me as a mama bear, I'm thinking, wow, we can't have the kids, tripping and stumbling over this. So it grabbed me. Not that it wouldn't have if I hadn't been a mom, but because I was able to identify with that, it grabbed me, and I said, I've got to do something. Right. So that was that.
That's a good thing. And also, at City Council, you could have run for anything. Why that?
I had people saying, you need to run for mayor. I'm like, no. Or not yet, if that's what's in God's plan. I think God does everything for a reason. There was a reason I was at that meeting that night. There was a reason for everything. And so I'm not going to question that. Yeah. When I walked out of that meeting and this, whatever was inside of me said, I'm running for city council, who am I to question that? So, you know what, Kim, we're going to start there. Yeah. We're going to start there. We're going to make a difference. Yes. And we're going to open some doors for possibilities for other brown girls like Kamala Harris. Yes. Open the door for possibilities. Yeah. And then we'll see where God has me go next.
Well, the women are doing it. The women are kicking in the doors. Yeah. A lot of women are breaking ceilings. Yes. A lot of women in our area, African American women, are breaking ceilings. Absolutely. And even in 2020. And, that's why I bring my daughter with me wherever I go. In fact, I was at a veterans luncheon yesterday, saluting some local veterans, and a lady said, yeah, I remember meeting you. You had your daughter with you. Yeah. And for me, and I told my daughter about that. I said, see, Lauren, people remember that. They remember seeing you. And that means a lot to me, because one day I want us to be side by side. And when I'm not here, I want her to carry that torch. Right. And so, that's important. That's important. It is. And then in public service, just understanding it. I think so many don't know about the political aspect. We as a people. Yeah. I mean, just understanding it, just the process, how to vote, that this position is nonpartisan. Yes. People not understanding that. I've heard that so many times, that I've had other Republicans say, can we vote for Lynn?
That is such a good point, and I'm so glad you brought that up. Yes. Because people do not realize that city elections, we'll say that again, city elections are nonpartisan, which means there's no Democrat or Republican. There's no democratic way to fix your sidewalk. Right. When you call me and say, Lynn, I've got a pothole in my street, I'm not going to say, well, are you a Democrat or Republican? Right. There's no democratic way. People just want it done. Right. And so we have got to spread that word that does not matter. My political affiliation, I've been affiliated with the same party all my life.
Right.
And, during this election, there were people who tried to, say that I was affiliated with the other party.
Right.
But the beauty in all of it is when you are running for a local election, you want support from both sides of the aisle. You want support from both parties. And while they tried to make it a negative, it's a positive, because that means that different people of different perspectives trust me and they believe in me. And so we're gonna keep running this race. It's nonpartisan, and we're gonna keep the issues what the issues are.
Right.
I want to be accessible to the citizens of Missouri City. I think they've missed that. As I'm knocking on doors, they don't even know who their council person is. And so I'm very active, as you know.
Yes,
I'm everywhere. And so, of course, access, you need to be accessible and visible. I want to create town halls where I'm working alongside the council members in A, B, C, and D. How can we know what we need to do if we don't open the door for residents to talk about that? And so I want to make sure that they know that they have a city council member at large that is there, accessible. I may not be able to do everything they want them to do, but is there to listen and hear.
I also love the fact that you also speak about the fact of people coming to the meetings, that they're open to the public to come to the meetings and sit in those meetings and actually hear what is going on. Because many people don't know that they can come sit there. Right. And they're this is their city.
Yes. Yep. Exactly. And they can make, you can sign up to make public comments.
Yes.
If you, if you have feedback. And so we've got to take advantage. Again, this is an opportunity to allow people to know, educate people to know what they can do. And so, again, we'll make that happen. We'll try to do what we can to make that happen.
And we want to reiterate that one more time, family. And I say family to all of you, that it's nonpartisan. So you can either be, and I've had calls, several, the day before yesterday and all this week. If you're a Republican or Democrat, you can vote for Lynn. So I wanted to make sure that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, I'm about being fair.
Yeah.
I don't look at people, having a child with autism, it adds a whole different perspective on life.
Yes.
And so when I walk into a store, I had an incident last week that happened. My son, he made some good grades, and I said, well, let's go into the convenience store. I let him go ahead of me, and as I go back to my favorite treats, which are gummy bears. And I meet him at the counter, and I don't have any interaction with him, so the clerks don't even know I'm with him. And when he walks away, I could tell that the clerks had this look on their face. And so I put my things down, and I heard them say, that was really weird. And another clerk said, yeah, really. And so I laid my things down, and very politely, I said, my son is on the autism spectrum. And I walked away to help my son find what he needed. Now, they could have very well gone and helped him, but I walked away. So we found his ice cream, and I turned around and almost bumped into the clerks. They were both standing behind me. I've never seen two young men so scared.
Right.
But they had this look in their face like they wanted to cry. And what I appreciated about that moment was that the moment moved them because they came from around the corner. They felt so bad about, and I wasn't trying to make them feel bad. I just wanted them to have a moment of reflection and to think. So they said, we are so sorry. We didn't know. He doesn't look like he has autism. And it was a moment of education. We sat there talking, and I said, and many people that have autism, you will never know anything is wrong or anything is different. I said, but he's God's child like me and you, and so we just have to be patient with everybody. And it was, I didn't jump into mama bear mode. Yeah. Now, there's some mamas that I know would have dragged them out of there, but I use it as teachable moments and, never quick to anger.
Well, you know what, as you're speaking of that, and you're speaking about our children.
Yes.
And you're talking about your son, and you see what you have to go through with him and other people, the education of you being at large can happen. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because you and 5,000 others are going through that same process. Maybe not that one, right, but it's daily.
Yeah. And everybody's going through something. Charles Swindell, I used to listen to him on the radio when I would drive to work, and he said, we are all disabled at heart somehow, some way.
Right.
And so we just all have to give each other grace.
Yes.
We have to be patient, and that's all we can. We have to remember we're all human. And so in situations like that, when I hear something that I don't like, is there an opportunity to open this person's eyes?
Yes.
And so I think we need more of that. You know, today is World Kindness Day.
Yes.
Coincidentally.
You were talking about that.
Yeah, and so, you know, although we should be practicing kindness every single day, I know you do, Cam. When I was on my way over here, I let somebody in, I stopped and I was like, oh, that's my kindness for the day. Check. But no, it just feels good to be kind. And I know you could probably make a list of all the things you do all day. We'd be here all day talking about all your kindness moments.
That is too funny.
Yeah.
But in doing so and us talking here, I know knocking on each door that you went through in the first part of the election, just meeting different people, different backgrounds, and meeting them and them listening to them and what they wanted. I know in doing so, your open door, you know now what is needed.
Yeah. I haven't even scratched the surface though. Yeah. I haven't. I thought I knew what was needed, but different parts of the city want different things. And I have a notebook that I carry. People think I'm funny, but I'll either pull out my phone and I have a notes section. And I write that stuff down.
Right.
Because it's important. And every part of the city, everybody has something different that they want and need. Some of them don't know who to express it to. And so here it is, I'm the girl that knocks on their door saying, vote for me, and I'm sitting there 30 minutes later still listening.
Right.
But that's what people want.
And you have a lot of long-term residents.
Yes.
Yeah, Chasewood. Let's just shout Chasewood out.
Well, Chasewood is not technically in Missouri. It's a Missouri City mailing address.
Right.
But that's where I grew up, and you couldn't tell the residents of Chasewood that we did not live in Chasewood. That would have been Missouri City. That would have been a sin.
Yes.
But everything we did, we worked, we played, we were entertained in Missouri City.
Yes.
And so it's been a part of me 40 years. 40 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time. So.
But I brought that up just to say how long people and how they love Missouri City.
Yeah, they do. And they want the best for it. They really want the best for it. And they want the right person to make sure. Everybody is not cut to be a politician. Everybody is not cut to be president of this organization. But people do want to feel heard.
Yes.
And they want an avenue and access to have their voices heard. And so how can residents do that? Being involved in your HOA, your local HOA, coming to those meetings. What I plan to do, and the city has a liaison that goes to different meetings, and while that's wonderful, that's great, I still believe there's nothing like you being there yourself, the representative that people essentially hired to do the job. And so HOA meetings, I'll be there. I want to hear it. I want to know. And so my mind is, I'm a creative, Cam. And so my mind is always, I'm driving down the street. Oh, this road is dark. We need lights on this. I'm like, hold on, Lynn. So the possibilities are endless for our city, I think.
Absolutely. We'll be right back with Ms. Lynn Clouser.
We'll be right back to the Cam Hill Show after these messages.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Luxury Collection, only $299 a month, the new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection, $399 a month, or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, just $499 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down, or purchase and choose 0% APR for 60 months plus $2,000 bonus cash with no payments until March 2021. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
I'm Attorney Willie Powles. Allow me to express myself with you. If you've been hurt or injured in a car or truck accident, give me a call and we'll get it fixed today.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
And now back to the Cam Hill Show.
Hey family, how you doing? We're up here trying to give things away. We're trying to talk to people and see who they are. We're going to do some shout outs in a minute. But I wanted Lynn to tell you what she brought. She brought some gifts.
Yes.
Look at this. So let's talk about your gifts.
Yes. So, you know, I'm a big person on community. And it was just like right when I got my campaign shirts done, I, along with Das Couture, Shantae Thompson, she's a local vendor.
Yes. Shout her out.
I love my community, Missouri City, Texas. And so see, these are some of the shirts, the community shirts that I had made. And I wear it with pride. And what I want to do today, because today is global.
Yeah, so the viewers are right here.
Yes.
There you go. Show
there
it.
We go.
Show right there on this one right here. There you go.
If you are in Missouri City, I want to give one of these to you. Actually, let's do
right here.
Where?
There you go.
Okay.
This camera.
Yes. All right. If you're in Missouri City, first I said one, but let's give 3 shirts away.
There you go. You've got to contact Lynn now to get the shirts. Okay.
Yep. info@lynclouser.com.
Let's give that again.
info@lynclouser.com. Let me know what your size is, and I will make sure you get I love my community, Missouri City, Texas shirt.
So let's just say this. The first 3 people that hit that email, let's say it one more time, Miss Lynn.
The first 3 people that hit my email, as
That's
you
right.
say, at info@lynclouser.com will receive their I Love My Community shirt.
Okay.
On National Kindness
There you go. There you go. We also want to speak about Jamba.
Yes, seeing a
Juice.
Jamba.
Yeah.
So that's my gift to you because it's National Kindness Day.
And I'm so excited. I'm telling you, I love gifts.
Yes. Well, I wanted you to have that. You do so much. And let me just say this. You do so much in the community. You are a brand. You are a brand. And I just hope everything comes to you bigger than what you ever thought it would. And so that's just a little token of my appreciation. But my friends own Jamba, Sienna Jamba. It's on Highway 6, Karen and Hugh Tillman. And every time I give something away, I try to support our local businesses, and so that is one. And plus, they have healthy things. So,
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And what I love about you and what I love about what you do is everything you try to stay in the community and buy.
I try to, yes, I do. All my fundraisers, I did have one outside of the city, but that was because some friends owned a business,
Right.
and they said, we want to host something for you.
Right.
And so, but yeah, I try to keep everything as local as I can.
Right, absolutely. And it's a lot of things that are happening in Missouri City that are on the horizon. It's also a lot of things that are getting ready to happen on the horizon.
Yeah. We want you a part of that, Cam.
Oh, well, I'm right here. I'm doing it. I'm doing Hey, I'm right here. You're a change agent and a connector.
Yes.
I call you the connector.
The connector. I would say I'm a connector more so, because if I don't know, then I will find the person that does know. Or if I don't know somebody who provides that service, I bet you I've used somebody that used that service. And I like to connect people together.
Right.
Whether it's for a service, a product, whether it's something that you're going through. I had 2 friends that were my age that were going through Alzheimer's with their parents.
Wow.
Devastating at that age to deal with. And I connected them together, and they are the best of friends now. And so when you talk about connecting, it's on so many different levels. And I just think that that's part of just being a giving spirit, is connecting people so that you can help others.
Absolutely, and that's the only way we're going to go up.
Absolutely.
We go up together.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that, I mean, when someone comes to you, you don't turn them away.
I have my boundaries. Like I said, I have my boundaries. You know what I had to stop doing? I was always, yes, I'll help you. Yes, yes, yes. And
we all have to do that.
Yes. But one day, it was a point in my life, a season in my life, where I was overwhelming myself. And that's why I tell people all the time, you have to protect your space.
Yes.
You have to protect your energy. And I called it building the fence.
Yes.
Right? So you have to know when to tell people no. And it was a point in my life when I literally had to drive down the street and practice no.
Yes.
This sounds crazy, but no, I had to literally practice that. And it worked, because I can tell you no in a second. I can tell you, because...
And that's a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence.
That is so true. And I can be, and I don't have to give you an explanation.
You don't?
No, I'm not going to be able to do that. Or no, I'm busy. And I used to have to give you an explanation.
Right.
But no, I mean, I know what I'm doing. I know that for me, I'm a child of God first.
Right.
I'm a mother second. My kids need me. Even when I become the next city council member.
Right.
You know, I'm going to have my boundaries.
Right.
You can't have access to my phone at 11:30 at night or 12.
Right.
You know, I'm going to have some parameters there, but healthy parameters. And I think we all have to do that. And one thing, how that ties into National Kindness Day, it's not just being kind to yourself.
Right.
I mean, kind to others is being kind to yourself.
Right.
And so that is one way we can be kind to ourselves, is it's okay to build that fence.
Right.
And turn off the phone and say, nope, I'll be with you later.
And people are okay with that. You just have to say it.
Yeah.
People are okay with that. And I love the fact that you're doing everything running. I like the fact that you have taken your time out. We appreciate, and tell your children thank you. They're loaning mom to us.
Yeah. Yeah. They're excited for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're loaning you to us.
Well, they're at school.
Exactly.
I couldn't wait for my 9-year-old to go, but no, you're going back face to face. So it's been a blessing. I'm glad God chose me to be their mom.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And just your family being behind you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Joel and Gloria Clouser
Oh my God.
they're my village, they're my rock. And I don't live too far away from them for a good reason. And I thank them for instilling the values that they did in me. My mom, as a little girl, she always said, pretty is as pretty does.
Yeah.
And my dad always told me, do the right thing even when nobody is looking.
Wow.
And, of course, many other lessons along the way. But, I'm blessed that God gave me the parents that he did, and I still have them today.
Right.
And I'm blessed that they are right beside me during this campaign.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Absolutely, and helping out. And then just looking at where you are. We still want to reiterate the dates. The runoff is November the 30th to December the 8th. And the election day is Saturday, December the 12th. We want to reiterate that and let you know that it's not too long from now.
No.
It's very soon, and you have the opportunity to make your voice heard.
Absolutely. Please, it's hard to get people back out to a runoff election. Of course, the incentive was the presidential election last week, but it's hard to get people back, and so we want people to keep that same energy.
Right.
No voter fatigue. Let's get out in numbers. Call your friends, and
right.
Didn't you see a lot of that?
Yes.
Cheering their friends on and holding them accountable.
Right.
For getting back out. And of course, if anybody wants to help with my campaign,
right.
If they want a yard sign, if they want to help us, they can contact us at info@lynclouser.com and go to my website. I know we only had a short time to talk today, but my website is www.lynclouser.com.
Okay, so look right into that camera right there, and let's talk to the viewers. What do you want them to know about you?
Well, Missouri City, my name is Lynn Clouser, and I would be honored to be your next city councilwoman at large, position 2. I was raised in our community. I am raising my children here in the community, and I believe in inclusion. I believe that everybody matters. I believe everybody's voice needs to be heard. I believe I need to have a seat at the table to accurately represent you, have a seat at the table and listen to you. That's the only way that we can change and move forward. I want to work with you and for you, and I want to do the will of the people. Your concerns are my concerns, and I want to assure you that I will operate with integrity, with honesty, and that is my commitment to you. You won't just see me at election time. I'm very active in our community, and that will remain. And so I want to open up doors. We already have a lot of great doors that are open for Missouri City, and I want to utilize my platform to help others, to help our children who are our future generation, and I want to use my platform to move us even forward. And so I just want to say thank you for this opportunity. The highlight of my day, behind me giving my my kindness moment when I let that person in, but I just want to tell you thank you for what you're doing in the community, and it's been an honor to be here.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much for running and taking the opportunity to do that. And also just thank you for everything you've done. All the time you've been in, I've known you for a while, just in Missouri City, and I'm telling you, God bless you and God keep you.
Received.
Absolutely, absolutely. On next week, we have a whole lineup. Look for us, 12:30 to 1:30 Central Standard Time. Bye.